Okay, we have Daisy. Okay, Misty's not going to join us in this filming expedition. The English Shepherd is the original American farm dog. An incredible breed that once graced farms across America, these dogs are now so rare that most people have never even heard of them. While they share ancestors with the Border Collie and Rough Collie, this breed was developed in America and is something entirely its own. This is the original American farm dog. The Collie originated as a shepherd's dog in the Highlands of northern Scotland, where it functioned as an all-purpose farm dog. After the Highland clearances in 1750 to 1860, breeding toward arbitrary breed standards morphed the Collie into the dog we associate with Lassie today. The ancestry of an English Shepherd is from the Collie lineage. This means that they are related to many other breeds of dogs, including Border Collies and Australian Shepherds. Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom adored the Collie breed, and its popularity grew not only with shepherds but also with members of the upper class. Collies became show dogs and first exhibited in 1860 at the Birmingham, England Dog Show in a category called Scotch Sheepdogs. In 1878, for the first time, the Queen entered 2 Collies in the Westminster Dog Show. The American Kennel Club recognized the breed in 1885, and in 1886, the breed's standard height, weight, and physical characteristics were established. The Collie's coat is described as either rough, soft, thick, straight, harsh, or furry, and the English Shepherd coat is described as fluffy and silky. The Collie and the English Shepherd come in pretty much the same colors except for merle. Merle is not a color that's available in English Shepherds. When most people think of the Collie dog, the famous Lassie is the first thing that springs to mind. Lassie was in fact a long-haired Rough Collie. There's actually 2 different varieties of the very same breed. The other is short-haired and it's called a Smooth Collie. The only difference is the length of coat. The rough variety has a dense, straight, coarse outer coat and a soft, fluffy undercoat. The smooth variety is without the coarse outer coat. This big guy is Milo. He is a purebred AKC Collie, and he is actually a grand champion. He's been through all the dog shows. He went through his championship, and then he became a grand champion. He's not shaved or anything. He's actually a smooth hair Collie. Collies come in rough variety and smooth variety. This one is smooth. And you'll notice on his head here, the one thing about Collies, when you look at the side of his head, it just goes perfectly straight back like a wedge. I could zoom in on it a little. It just goes perfectly straight back like a wedge. There's no break at his eyes whatsoever. Like on Misty, there's a break at her eyes. I think they put borzoi in them to make them look that way. I'm not sure. Now Milo prances when he walks. I'm going to take him back here and walk him by. This pretty girl is Dixie. This is a rough coat Collie. She's also a champion. And this color variation is called the sable merle because it has merle colorings in the coat, but it's sable color. It's not blue merle. And Dixie's the same thing. If you look at her head from the side, come here Dixie. If you look at her head from the side, it goes back in a straight wedge. I think Dixie's a beautiful dog. Their ears are carried high on their head where Misty's flop down to the side. It's a good side shot of the head. Oh, okay. You'll notice here on the earlier Collies, they have a head shape, or they had a head shaped more like today's English Shepherds, where the muzzle is shorter and it curves up at the eyes. Now, when I was introducing Milo, I mentioned the possibility of borzoi being mixed in to get the long, narrow head, but I found out that that's just a theory and that's not actually a fact. But something must have happened at some point because the earlier Collies had the heads that were shaped like the English Shepherd, and then they've since become very long and narrow. So I'm not sure why that is, and there's nothing wrong with that anyways, but I'm just curious of why they're so long and narrow now and they used to be like the English Shepherd. Okay, if you look at the side of Misty's head, look at that perfect little head, you will notice that she does have a break between her nose and her eyes. And I think that only makes sense, that you need a break between your nose and your eyes. I mean, don't you think so, Misty? Now, my personal preference is the shorter muzzle with the break between the nose and the eyes and the floppy to the side ears. That's my personal preference. But Misty, please come and help us out with this. I just personally prefer the shorter muzzle with the floppy ears and the break in the nose. I have a whole kennel of people here. Come here, Daisy. Come over here, Daisy, where we can see you. Come on. No. Well, we're not having that. No, you have a seat. Hey, no. Now, you be nice. Sally is your guest. Come here, Daisy. See, Misty, I'm going to tell you what Misty's problem is, that she doesn't want any other dog sitting near her mommy for filming. She's taking over. Don't you dare cause a problem. Have a seat. No. Okay, all right. So we have Sally, we have Misty over here. She is being very, very unruly today. Mommy's not having that. Come here, Daisy. Oh, okay. Now wait a minute. Wait. Okay, we have Daisy. Okay, Misty's not going to join us in this filming expedition. Daisy's going to have to represent the English Shepherd for us in this segment, because Misty couldn't handle a strange dog being in her filming spot, so I've had to put Misty in the living room and put a gate up. The moral of this story is that English Shepherds continue to be bred for all-purpose farm work, and Collies have sort of transitioned to being family dogs and show dogs. And Collies are great family dogs. They're fairly easy to groom. They don't require a lot of exercise. And they have great personalities. They're especially good with children. English Shepherds, they're all-purpose farm dogs. They're also great family dogs. Most of the time I think they're really good with other dogs. Misty in particular is a little spoiled, and she's not the best with other dogs, as we've seen previous videos of her excursions at the dog park. As I mentioned, you can see Sally also has that nose that I talked about that sort of just goes in a perfect straight line back with no break at the nose. And Daisy here, go ahead and sit here, Sally. Daisy here, if you can see hers, Sally. Okay, if you can see Daisy's nose in the camera, Daisy does have a pretty good sized break at her eyes. Daisy's an English Shepherd mix. We're not 100% sure. What was the DNA test that I did? Embark. I need to do the Embark test on Daisy to see what kind of breed she is, because I did the wisdom panel and she came back a mixed breed, but Misty did too. Embark, she came back purebred English Shepherd. I'll link to that video up here. Come here, Daisy. So I hope you found the video informative, and we will see you again tomorrow with another video.